Hello and welcome to Pinterest Boot Camp. I'm excited to have you here today. We are going to roll through a ton of tactical tips that are going to help you understand how your company can use Pinterest. This is recorded in front of a live audience as well, which is exciting. Let's jump through what we are going to cover today on this video. First of all, it's entitled How to Use Pinterest to Drive Traffic to Your Website. Because remember, we want to find you new customers, nurture existing relationships, and we want to tie all of this back to the bottom line. I'm going to give you some statistics. I'm going to show you when to show prices on your products. I'm going to show you the anatomy of a great caption, because remember, messaging is the key to a lot of this social media stuff. Then how to get your customers interested by expanding beyond the product. I'm going to give you examples from Southwest Airlines, Audi, a real estate group called Core, Whole Foods, and a bunch of other brands. Then I'm going to show you 2 Pinterest sweepstakes. I'm going to jam pack this into 1 hour of really good stuff. And then maybe we'll toss in some website tips for success. Key takeaway 1, when designing your voice, as you all know, keep it light, bright, and polite. That means less than 100 characters. Short. Bright means shareable and valuable. You shouldn't have to say, share this with friends and spread the word. It should be so valuable that people want to spread it on their own. And polite means you and your brand are proud of it if it ends up on a huge billboard the next day for thousands of people to see. My book's coming out soon. Key takeaway 2, as we all know, great messaging is the key to making social media more effective for business. Not tech, not fancy buzzwords. We're going to work on old school tactics. Key takeaway 3, as we discussed yesterday, let's stop using the word strategy and start using what is our goal. Let's get down to the goal. Is it the phone to ring? Is it customers that buying our products? What is that goal? Instead of engagement, we're going to look for how do we get a response every time we post. And instead of creating a community, we're going to start offering value and asking for nothing in return, caring about the customers, and they will start to see us and it'll nurture some relationships. What is Pinterest, Josh? Well, that's a great question. Pinterest is a virtual pin board where users visually bookmark their favorite products and items to save and share with other users. Not only do people create their own pin boards, but they browse pin boards of others to discover new things and become inspired. Josh, what can you do on Pinterest? Well, as many of us know, you can organize and share photos and videos that you find on the web. You can browse pin boards created by others to find your way through vertical subjects. You can repin or repost items on your pin board that you find on others' pin boards. And you can create groups and join others' groups. Now, 7 years ago, many of you know about a book called The Secret that was very, very popular. And it taught people to create your dream board. And people would go through magazines and start cutting out wedding ideas and things, houses they wanted to live in. And they would create these dream boards that were physical pieces of cardboard they'd put tons of little pictures on. Well, then Pinterest came along and it became the digital version of those dream boards. And now tons of people are planning their weddings and their receptions and all kinds of stuff in their houses. This is the background of Pinterest. Now let's look at some Pinterest stats. First of all, in January 2012 and March of 2012, we noticed that Pinterest users are overwhelmingly aged between 25 to 54. So if your target market is 25 to 54, you've got 28% here, 28%, 23%. And as you can notice, that's staying consistent between January and March of 2012. Next, Pinterest users have above average incomes. So as you can see here, $25,000 to $50,000, 42% of them are in that bracket. And this is where the discretionary income comes in, $50,000 to $75,000, 29%. So 1/3 of them are 50 to 75. And then you got 12% up here. This is what I care about because I want to make sure they can spend money at our company. Okay. Men are starting to join women on Pinterest. This is pretty important. January to March, you can see 28% increase in men. Still predominantly women. Great. Let's move on to the next one. Some more stats. Over 20% of Facebook users are on Pinterest daily, which is awesome. It's because Pinterest grew on the back of Facebook because every time you pin, typically it posts on Facebook. Next, buyers referred from Pinterest are 10% more likely to buy something than visitors who arrive from other social networks and typically spend 10% more on average. All right. Let's move on to the next. Josh, how can companies use Pinterest? Well, it's not ideal for broadcasting advertising message. It's most effective when you do 4 things. You can promote a lifestyle, which means you're going to strengthen the idea that your brand reflects a certain lifestyle. Or next, you can use it as a focus group. There's no cost. It's ideal to introduce a new product or gather firsthand opinions. You can look at those pinners engaging with your brand to see what they're repinning and who they engage with. Next, you can drive sales, showcase your products or your services within different themed boards, encourage people to repin the favorites, and you can run contests. I'm going to show you some terms of service stuff to avoid. Okay. How do companies use Pinterest? Well, currently there's actually thousands upon thousands of brands on Pinterest. When we first got started, there was 150. Pinterest helps companies drive traffic to their main e-commerce site, or also getting people to call while sharing the latest trends and favorite things with their followers. Once a company or brand has created a Pinterest account, they can begin creating boards based on a theme or a topic and pinning content to share with others. If a board is created to feature products, companies can add prices to the description of their product pins, and they'll be added to the gifts section of Pinterest for those users specifically on the site to shop. Gift pins are also gift ribbon. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's pretty awesome. All right, next. Josh, how do I get followers? Well, here's a tip. Pinterest is the right fit. Now, I'm not saying it is the right fit. I want you to remember in video number 1 the other day, yesterday, in the Get Started video, we talked about asking your customers, what networks are you on? Have you been on Pinterest, and when is the last time you pinned? If they say, yeah, I'm pinning all day long, great. Then you have that customer that you need to add this to the upper right of your website. Follow me on Pinterest. They click on this, it takes them to your pin boards, and they can follow you. Also, below your products, if you sell a product that is fashion, or if you sell a product that can be repinned because it's a lifestyle, or maybe you have a hotel and the views from your hotel in Hawaii are gorgeous and people want to pin those views. Well, you can click pin it, and then those that repin it can click below the board, below the pin, and they can come back to your website. So you put pin it below your images. Also, as you're browsing and you find really cool stuff, Google Chrome users, Safari users, and anybody else can add the Pin It plugin. There's a ton of them out there. I encourage you to look at them. Those are a couple tips. The 3 types of content. Josh, what are the 3 types of content and why are they important? Well, let me show you. Content number 1, photos. Photos of your product or the lifestyle that your product shows, or what people aspire to become. They're very powerful. As you can see, cupcakes are incredible on there. Then you've got videos. You can embed videos as pins. And then you have something cool that's hybrid that we're all seeing on Facebook and Pinterest these days. It's motivational text on top in a graphic. And what that does is it has your graphics work for you. Now, we're going to avoid videos because videos really do belong on YouTube. They seem to be more viral. They don't seem to work a whole lot in Pinterest, but you can use them. It's important to note. What I'm going to show you today is how to combine images of your products and a lifestyle with text. And this is where it's going to get really exciting because we're going to combine these and have them work harder for us. All right, key takeaway number 1, let's give you some really good stuff. I love formulas, and I want you to repeat our success. We got a lot of people online live right now, which is exciting. Key takeaway 1, Josh, when should I show prices? A very good question. Show prices on your products when, and I'm going to show you exactly how to show prices. But 1, I want to make sure if it's less than $100 and it's affordable, that's hurdle number 1, check. If it's easy to buy online, you have an online component or an e-commerce store, check. 3, if it's unique to your brand and you have low competition, check. I'm going to show you exact examples on this video. Next, key takeaway number 2. What's the anatomy of a great caption on Pinterest? Great captions are light, bright, and polite. You've seen this from me before. You can include a fun and clear description so your content's more likely to be found via search. I want you to remember that every network is also kind of a search engine, and you want to put good keywords in there. If you have a hotel or a self-storage business or a fashion company, put the name of the product, what they're looking for, and what you think your customer would search for in the search box. The perfect caption should include a fun and personal description of the item, including the right keywords, price if it meets the hurdles that you just saw, an engagement question encouraging comments, and a link embedded in the picture and perhaps at the end of the caption if you want. Here's an example. Now, I don't actually wear heels, but some people on my team wrote this. We're obsessing over these $50 Steve Madden heels. Which one do you like better, the blue or the yellow? And a link. Now, we would show blue and yellow in an image. Obviously, the image would be above this, but this is where the messaging begins. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let me give you a human nature tip. Let's look bigger picture for a sec. People are going to pin your products even if they can't afford them. Here's an example. Audi. Audi makes some really nice cars, pretty high end. People are going to repin them. Now, here's a business tip. Their friends might be able to afford your products, so get them pinned. So even if your product is a $100,000 sports car and they can't afford it, they like it, somebody else might be able to afford it. Pinterest tips for content. Here's my no BS success tips for you. Don't use hashtags in your messaging before words to create, because they're going to create a URL link. And what that does, a lot of people think in Twitter, and we're going to go over this in Twitter Bootcamp in a few days, but there's some gimmicks out there that I don't want you to use, because if they don't lead to getting your stuff repinned or getting your more people responding to your stuff and getting you more followers, then I actually think that they're counterproductive. When you use hashtags, it sounds cool, but what it does is if you put a hashtag or a pound before something in the message, and I'll show you what that looks like, if you click on that, what it does is it creates a new search result, a new box pops up and goes, let me show you everybody talking about that topic. Well, that doesn't help you if you're trying to sell your product, or if you're trying to get people excited about this new fashion line that you're coming out with, because it lets customers jump to other brands in a search result. So how does that help us? So it's kind of a gimmick. I would remove hashtags whenever possible. Adding a price to a product was going to pin it to the gift section, which is cool. I'll show you that. You can post your pins to Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and that's going to cross-pollinate and grow your following. That's pretty important. Some people ask me, Josh, give me a formula. I just want to know what to do so that I can grow. Okay, here you go. Here's a tip. If you can repin 5 items a day and comment 2 to 3 times a day on other content, you'll gain an average of 20 to 50 followers a month. That's right. Go ahead and write that down. If you can repin 5 items a day and comment 3 to 5 times per day on other content, you're going to gain an average of 20 followers a month. Now, I'm not saying Pinterest is the right network for you. You got to find out if it's actually going to be the right fit. Remember the hurdles that I gave you and everything, but there's a little tip, key takeaway for you. You won't see that anywhere else. Here's a few more takeaways. Use keywords. Pinterest functions like a social search engine more than a social network. Tag your product appropriately to increase the chances of your content getting found by adding relevant keywords. That means think in terms of your customer. What are they going to search for? Invite others. Cross-pollinate over to Facebook, Twitter, and G+, Google+, and it's going to grow your following, get your users excited about a new social media space. Make your boards beautiful. Now, Josh, I don't have a beautiful business. Well, then we need to consider, is Pinterest even the right fit for you? At the end of this video, you're going to understand Pinterest inside and out, but I want to show you. If you do have a fashion line or something really cool, make it beautiful. Emphasize visually stimulating stuff to your customer. Take the extra time to select the products and images you'd like to highlight, arranging the most important boards at the top. And then find out who's pinned your content. Here's a little tip, those of you that are watching this video. You can enter the URL with your own site, pinterest.com/source/medialeaders.tv. You can put armorselfstorage.com in there. And you can see if you had a ton of stuff pinned, you can see who's pinned what and what links back to your site. This takes you to the page with all the content. All right, let's move on to the next. Josh, how do I get my customers interested in my products? Great question. Here's key takeaway number 3. Getting customers interested by showing the aspirational side of your brand. You can create boards that complete these 3 sentences. Now, once again, this might not be the right fit for your brand, but if you really want to approach Pinterest for success, answer this question. I aspire to become, with each one of your boards and your pins, more healthy, more successful, and whatever that would be. Make sure your pictures, your pins, and everything else in your boards answer this question. Or, I aspire to have a great family, an awesome home, something along these lines. I aspire to live in this location. I want to be happier, all this stuff. You can see how now Pinterest gets a little bit different. It's more of something that shows aspiration rather than direct sales. So this is kind of a key takeaway. You're not going to really see this anywhere else. This is something we came up with. Next, Let's look at a brand that's selling without showing their prices on their pins. First of all, we're going to look at Nordstrom. Let's take a look at their logo. I love looking at a clear square logo. This doesn't say the word Nordstrom, but it does show an N. That's cool. We're a fashion specialty retailer of clothing, shoes, and accessories. Customer service is 888. That's great. I love how they put their number in there, and then they put here's who's pinning. All right, next, here's some of their boards. Let's take a quick look at their boards so that you guys understand. Prom inspiration at no. Now, if I was an outsider and I saw this board, I'd be like, okay, maybe that says Nordstrom's, but I don't know. So look at it from a third party. Pretend like you are your customer. They have 12,164 followers, so you want to make sure there's no ... Shorten this just a little and just put prom inspiration, spring trend, nautical, and then ... So we need to shorten this just a little bit. I know it's difficult. You're thinking, Josh, I have to have all those 3 words in there. Well, it takes a lot of work, but let's shorten it so that people can see everything you're looking at. The Nordstrom thread, ... So we want to take a look at this. All right, let's go and click through on one of these. This would be one of the pins, the anatomy of a pin. Splendid Palm Desert striped blazer. So this woman is wearing a striped blazer. Very cool. Notice how there's a link that goes over. It's important to note Bitly's no longer work in Pinterest. So what I taught you on previous videos, they work in Facebook, they work in emails, they work all over, but unfortunately you have to put long links now. So it's important that I show you this because if you put a Bitly, people click on it, it no longer works. It won't take you to the destination. But Nordstrom has Splendid Palm Desert striped blazer. Notice how there's no $ in here. There's no pin in the upper left. It doesn't show you the price of this product. In the future, I'll show you brands that do. Now, if you were to click on this, it takes you over to their website, this product. And the reason they want you to fall in love with the lifestyle, the aspirational side of this, at the beach, cool. I aspire to live and become and all that stuff. This is a $200 blazer. This is not cheap. Pretty expensive. Maybe that is cheap for some people, but they're not. It's over $100. Notice how the formula is already working. Nordstrom uses the Bitly, trackable links, and so on. Let's move on to another brand that displays prices on their products. I want to give you tactical tips. Okay, Threadless is a community-based t-shirt company that prints awesome designs created and chosen by you. Notice the clear square version of their logo, easy to read. Chicago, Illinois, 1,199 followers, good for them. Threadless loves new, and that's probably New York or new fashion or new something, but why don't they say just we love New York or something like that. Threadless loves bikes. Threadless loves music. And then you can see the ... over here. Let's go click on a college one and take a look at this. So Threadless loves college. These are some of their pins and one of their boards. We're looking at a board full screen now. Notice how they put USC Warrior. This is the college I went to. USC, University of Southern California Warrior by Lucas. And so they're featuring someone's cool design. And they put a $20, and as soon as they put this in the message below, as they created this, the system automatically created $20 up here. See this price ribbon up here? Now it will automatically get pinned in the gifting section of Pinterest. You add a $sign and then a number, no spaces. You don't have to add the dash before or after. That's just for fun to make this stand out. Put a $sign and then 20 or 50 or 100. You can put $1 million. I'll show you somebody that's doing that. And it auto creates this. It ends up in the gift section. It's kind of cool. All right, let's look at another board. I love examples. Etsy has over 65,000 followers, 22 boards that feature products from its marketplace. And you can see here the world's most vibrant handmade vintage marketplace. Gift ideas, do-it-yourself products, yum, recipes to share, Etsy weddings, stuff we love. They did a great job here. All right, let's take a look at another brand, Whole Foods. 21,000 followers, as you can see. Frequent repins of other users' pins, reflecting the interest of its followers and embracing the social sharing aspect of Pinterest. Let's look at their image. Great work, Whole Foods. You have a clear square version of your image. These are just a few of the things we love, and we love to share them with you. Perhaps you could expand upon your text a little bit there, your bio. Tell us what you are. If we're from another city and we don't know Whole Foods and we haven't had the chance to visit, maybe you say, we collect the best in organic stuff that's grown locally, and we have 58 stores in 12 cities in 5 states in the U.S. Call 800 so-and-so, whatever, to request a store in your location. Something like that. 21,000 followers. Eat your veggies. In love with love. Sweet tooth. How does your garden See how it says ... We're used to reusing go-go gadgets, super hot kitchens, and so on. So let's take a look at one of their Eat Your Veggies. Eat Your Veggies has a board, and if you click on this one, Creamy Cashew, it looks like this. It gets bigger. Now what's interesting, this is a themed board with various recipes. Here's what's funny. Somebody repinned this, which is awesome, but they actually don't have an online component. If you click on this image, there is always a link typically behind the image so that you can go and learn more about this company, Whole Foods Market. See how it says WholeFoodsMarket.com? If you click on that, it'll take you to Whole Foods. Now it's important to note that if you do click on this and it takes you over to their website, they give you an opportunity to add it to your recipe box, but you can't actually buy it online. So notice how they actually didn't put a price tag. Also, they put hashtag vegan, hashtag recipe, and that's neat, but it takes them away from repinning your stuff. So once again, try and remove the hashtags. But this is a great example. You click this, it goes to their site, save it to the recipe box, so next time you're shopping, you can print your recipes off, and it shows you how to make this and what aisles to go to and so on. Okay, let's take a look at Southwest Airlines. Now, Southwest Airlines, the Love Airline, Dallas, Texas. Maybe they could say, hey, we fly to 58 different locations in 17 states, and we love our passengers. Call us to book your reservation online. Wouldn't that be a little bit clearer? And then Southwest, they did a great job. This is very creative with the logo and the tail of the plane. Great work. Our fleet, just plain fun crafts, vintage destinations. You know what I would recommend to them? Because they have such an interesting service that they offer that's so destination oriented, they could put West Coast destinations, Southwest destinations, and they could repin all kinds of images from their destinations and put them in different buckets so people that want to fly there or live there can associate with their backyard or their destination. Next, let's look at another brand, Audi USA. This is where they're different. Rather than just pinning a lifestyle, they're pinning their products because their products are such high-performance machines. They're kind of breaking all the rules. Let's break it apart. First of all, wouldn't it be nice if they put Audi above here in white letters above that so that as they pin things, you can see their logo in their name and their logo? Luxury has progressed. Perhaps they could say, call 1-800-525 blah 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 to find a dealership near you. Another thing they have is A1, A3, A4, and so on. This is cool, and it's a lifestyle around that product, which I guess you fall in love with the A5, which is very cool. But they've only got 187 followers, so maybe they say, our customers in the snow. Tips you can use to clean your Audi. All kinds of different lifestyle techniques would be really helpful as well. All right, now let's take a quick look at a real estate company that is using Pinterest in a very different way, and they're totally breaking my rules, and I love it. Core Group is a New York-based full-service luxury residential real estate brokerage firm featured on HGTV's Selling New York. They have featured on Selling ... Architecture We Love, Favorite Spaces for the Home. Now let's look at what they're doing. This is one of their boards, and this is interesting because they're breaking all the rules. Take a look at this. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom New York Tribeca loft with high ceilings, exposed brick, and an open chef's kitchen. They put the price in there, $2,650,000. Now that's obviously over $100, but you can actually go shopping for condos and apartments in New York just with the price thing. How cool is that? So you're falling in love with the lifestyle. A roomy 1-bedroom apartment at 140 West End. That's a very affordable apartment for, I mean, it's still very expensive. It's probably really small, but you get the idea. $4,250,000. They did an amazing job on this. If we clicked on one of these, you'd see that here's a rentable version, $14,000, a penthouse duplex with a private terrace, and you can rent that per month for $14,000. Pretty amazing, huh? So Core Group is using this differently, and they're really having you fall in love with the aspirational side of their business. Great work, Core Group. All right, let's look at a few more brands on Pinterest real quick. Here's a company called Layla Grayce. Layla Grayce is a specialty lifestyle retailer of furniture, decor, gifts, and home. Now, A little side note, we used to work, full disclosure, we used to work with Layla Grayce a lot. They're a great brand. We set them up on Facebook and Facebook and Twitter. They're really amazing. They did a great job with their square logo. Well done. Here's something you all can learn no matter what business you're in from Layla Grayce. Look at these first 3 boards that they have available to you. When you land on their account, they have a just in, so these are the newest products. Then they have a customer favorites. When people call in, they say, oh, I love this one. And then they have the top sellers. These are 3 things that any brand can use, and I encourage you to have if you have products of some sort. Just in, customer favorites, top sellers. Very important to note. Great work on Layla Grayce. Next, let's take a look at some of their board. They're pinning a bunch of the ways you can use their products. This is their rug, and they put a little doggy on it. What a great idea. Now they're putting their hashtags in there, and I'm not really a big fan, as you guys know, because if you click on the hashtag floral, it takes you to a pop-up that shows you all the conversations that include hashtag floral. I don't want to take people away from buying my product. If you click on this, here's an important note, click on this product or this pin, it'll get bigger, and then you click on it one more time and it takes you to laylagrace.com to that product. So you're actually going to buy the product. Really cool. Good work, Layla Grayce. Here's another one, children. Still a ton of hashtags. I'm not a huge fan, but then again, they're doing a great job, but I think it just creates a little bit of a distraction. Here's some of their other pins. If you were to click on any of these, notice how it says Layla Grayce pin this, and it'll take you to laylagrace.com if you click on the image. You can also put a link in the message if you really were dying to do that, but a lot of people are just doing this in the image. Next, more of their products. Notice how this one they put $13 at the end. So this is in the gifting section. You can go buy it and so on, and they're doing a great job here. And lastly, but not least, pin it to win it. This is their sweepstakes. I'm not hugely in love with the way they're doing it, but they do get a lot of repins. They're really great. Once at every 4 years, they have this different way to doing it. It's pretty fun, but good for them. I really like them a lot. They're great. Let's look at Petco, which is a pet company. Healthier pets, happier people, better world. Share your pet experiences with us. My recommendation for their logo would be move these little the dog and cat up just a little bit and put the word Petco below so those that see this can better understand what it is. Friends of Feather, baby pets, Catterday, like a Saturday, travel and outdoor adventure. I think this is really great. Pets doing human things, cool pet products, and so on. What a great idea. All right, here's their staycation board. Talking about their pets, you can just talk about collars and all kinds of pet beds, but why not put really fun stuff? Pets find some of the most unusual positions to sleep in. Look at these dogs with their feet on the wall, and it's really fun. So they took the aspirational side of their products and turned them into a lifestyle. All right, cool pet products. Most of these are under $100, as you can tell. And they're putting the price in there. Good for them. So when you click on this, it goes to petco.com, and they can buy with an online system. All right, let's look at just a couple more. You got Bad to the Bone, a little dog on a tricycle that is a motorcycle. The tiniest Padres fan ever. And this is a $120 pet car seat that little tiny pets can sit in so they don't get crazy. And more products and more products. So they're doing a great job. Well done. Car seats are a great way to keep the small dog secure while giving them a scenic view of the road. That's a great idea. All right, here's a chocolate company that's having some fun. Chocolate recipes, Lindt around the world. It's called Lindt chocolate, fashionable chocolate, and so pin for autism. I would rather this say, rather than pin for autism, I'd rather it say our foundation or foundation we support. Just be a little bit more clear. Now, however, they're doing pretty great. They have 1,700 followers. Dark chocolate accessories. Here's our fashionable chocolate. All kinds of different stuff that looks like it's chocolate that is chocolate covered. Once again, lifestyle. For the chocolate, the love of chocolate. Goodbye, Lindt Bunny. All these fun little things. Sayings are a huge deal. A little too much chocolate is just about right. People repin this thing like crazy. Look at 12 repins, 33 repins. Research tells us that 14 out of any 10 individuals like chocolate. It's pretty hilarious, right? Well done. More pins as well, wedding cakes, all kinds of different stuff, and you can buy this product. Okay, this is an interesting thing. People seem to buy these little Lindt bunnies, and they take them around the world and take pictures of them, and then they pin them and send them into Lindt. So here's kissing bunnies on the sunset. They had a contest, which is a great idea. Take our bunnies somewhere and send us your pictures, and we will post them. What a genius idea. You guys could do this in any business you're in. How the Lindt gold bunny got its gold. What a genius idea. And then Lindt pirate. They're a little tiny boat. All right, terms of service tips. Josh, what do I need to know about TOS? Contrary to popular belief, Pinterest does not own what you post on their site. However, by posting your content, you grant Pinterest the right to use your content, similar to how Facebook does. To avoid lawsuits, your company should only pin content you own or have a license to use. That means you can go and for $1 buy images that you want. There's a lot of great ways to do that. I can give you tips. You can go to graphicriver.net. graphicriver.net to get started. They're about $1. You put $20 down and you can buy a bunch of pics for just $1 a piece that are perfect for social. And for social media, that's going to be a great fit for you. Here's a bunch of Pinterest tools. Pinreach.com, Pinnerly.com, we've used them. Pintix.com, Quozio, easy use tool for making quotes. Pinstomatic and PicMonkey. There's a new tool every week that pops up, and they're really all great. I encourage you to go give them a test, but keep it old school. All right, we're going to take a quick break. All right, let's look at how to set up a Pinterest sweepstakes for your brand. We're going to walk through 2 different examples. So first of all, campaign overview. Why should we run a sweepstakes, Josh? Well, sweepstakes can help customers learn about new products and get excited about new releases. What are we going to do in this short segment? We're going to set out to create an effective social media campaign that drives sales and helps a brand communicate with their customers, which is exciting. Next, campaign overview. The goals for a sweepstakes. First, let's make it really easy for your customers to enter. Next, brands need to do most of the work. Next, the messaging must be clear. Next, each message should have a call to action, CTA, with a link back to the brand site, and I want you to plan, plan, plan. This is the secret sauce here. E is plan, plan, plan. All right. Pinterest sweepstakes for success. You can print this, but I want to walk you through it real quick. Step 1, we're going to set some campaign goals. Our goal is going to be drive more traffic to the website, sell more products, engage with your customers, and get them excited. Step 2, we're going to define the target market. Step 3, we're going to design a theme around the campaign. Step 4, select a giveaway that will encourage your target market to participate. Step 5, define a customer path experience. All right, you can take a quick screen grab of this if you want. You can always come back to the video as well. Next, let's design a campaign around college. Because I went to USC, we're going to put this USC logo here. Now, we set out to help a retail firm in these areas with the college demo. First of all, we want them to engage with customers. Next, find out what products are most popular. Next, drive traffic to their website so they can get email signups and sales. Remember, I love email signups. And lastly, introduce new products to customers, which is exciting. Define your target market. Step 2. Target market. College students, we've already selected. Demo info. Males and females, 18 to 22. They typically own a smartphone, live in a dorm room, or moving into one. They're social media savvy. Facebook's been around most of their life. In fact, they can't actually remember a time when Facebook wasn't a big part of their life. They're used to everything being broadcasted in public, whereas a different type of generation might say, whoa, why would I share that? Well, this younger generation's okay with it. They're very excited about Pinterest, and they use it often. Now, let's design a campaign theme. How about design your own dorm room? Social networks are Pinterest. Next, why this campaign theme, Josh? Well, this theme works well with our target demo because their dorm room is their home away from home. At this age, our demo is looking to create their own identity. Allowing them to design their own space helps them to achieve what they aspire to be, which is independent. Why Pinterest, Josh? Well, Pinterest drives traffic. It's a great way to visually introduce new products. As you know, buyers referred from Pinterest are spending 10% more, as you already know. And the daily number of Pinterest users has risen by 145% since January. Great. Let's look at some brands. we could use Macy's, Walmart, Target, and the reason we've been looking at these types of brands to fulfill this sweepstakes, and you would obviously pick your brand, but these, from a business perspective, have locations in many cities around the country. Let's pick Bed Bath & Beyond. What incentive drives the fan to enter the sweepstakes? Well, here's what the incentive would be. Money is tight. College is expensive. Students can use the prize to create their home away from home and to find the best items for their dorm they might not normally afford. Then they get to establish their own identity. Let's figure out an incentive on the next page. The incentive here could be a $1,000 gift card to Bed Bath & Beyond for you, the student. And if you mention a friend's name in the messaging, you can enter them to win their own $1,000 gift card with you. Now, for those that don't win, this is what I call the hater prize. And you're probably giggling, what's a hater, Josh? Well, haters are those that don't win and they feel like it's okay to just really be upset with a brand on social media. So for the haters, give them a small prize that encourages revenue spend while allowing the entrants to feel like they won. Example, buy one desk lamp and get one for your roommate for free. Then people go, oh, that's really nice. And that desk lamp might say Bed Bath & Beyond on the front of it. Or something really cool. Okay, here's a key takeaway, important. Use this style of messaging. And what I want to show you here is when people repin stuff, I want the message to clearly explain when others see it and they don't know what's going on. They want to be able to understand it quickly. I'm repinning this dorm room coffee cup, put the product in there. To enter to win the Bed Bath & Beyond, put your brand in there. $1,000 gift card, put your giveaway in there. Could be an iPad. For myself and people then put their friend in there. Join me. And then here's a link to the site, or the link, even better, can go behind the image. All right, does that make sense? Hopefully this makes sense as a formula. Put your product, your brand, the giveaway. Let them have a friend. And the reason you do this is brilliant, is because it tags the friend, and the friend sees it, it goes, oh, and comments. And when the friend comments, likes, and all that other cool stuff, then it activates their friends. So this is a really big part of it. This is very carefully thought out. When we did this for Palms Casino in Vegas, we spent hours crafting 100 characters. I know it's crazy to think about that. Okay, step 6, the customer path experience. Bed Bath & Beyond would create a Pinterest board named Design Your Own Dorm Room 2012. Notice how the brand creates the board. Step B, the social media manager from the brand would pin various items from the website onto the board. That means they do most of the work. Step C, each pin links to the page on the brand's website. So it drives traffic back. So you create the shell, you put content in it, each pin links back to the website. And here's the rules that you give your customers. You must repin at least 5 items to be entered to win. Fans can repin items to any of their boards. Fans must keep original comment and link intact to qualify, and optionally fans can include a friend to also help their friend win. All right, let's look at this. How would Bed Bath & Beyond set this up? The brand should feature the board on the upper left corner to be consumed by the most fans. In our website day and our other videos that you have that you'll be able to watch in joining this, we're also going to talk about the above the fold effect. But right now, if you just put it in the top left, it's above the fold. Design Your Own Dorm 2012, and it's got, people can click on this. When they click on this, they'll see DYOD, and they'll see all the different products they can go to back to school with. This is a really neat one. This is a retro handset for your cell phone. It's pretty cool. And fans visit the board, and they have to repin or repost their 5 favorite. Now the neat thing is each one of these is a visually striking image displaying the product, carefully crafted message with a link behind the product or down in here. And the cool thing is they repin this into their lifestyle. So you're not saying repin it to one board and then delete the board when we're done. They're actually repinning Bed Bath & Beyond in there. You could also put your little tiny logo in here, Bed Bath & Beyond, or something cool in there as well as they repin it. Here's a secret tip. Include an email widget in the upper right of your site so you can collect email addresses from all the Pinterest visitors that hit your site. We're going to cover this in our website analysis videos, but it's kind of cool. Get free tips and invites. This is an example of ours. First name, email, and the nearest city. We segment based on where you live because we want to invite you to cool events. Next, how do we select a winner, Josh? Well, here's a key. Have all the entries fill out a web form with their info on your site with a link back to their Pinterest account. That's a part of entering to win. 2, use a unique keyword to track all entries in the search query. So DYOD could be in the search or in the message. So all you search for is DYOD, and you get all the people that are designing their own dorm room. Next, create a very clear rules for your customers that outlines the campaign window, winning items, and how they enter to win. And lastly, select a winner by emailing them or calling them directly, then announce it on your board. This will reduce some spam. So email or call them directly, say, hey, you won. We're going to announce it in a few minutes. You can go see it, and your first name will be in there just to verify. Then you can call us back when you see it, and that verifies that we are Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay. Here, the suggested campaign dates would be back to school season. There would still be enough time for students and to get their stuff. All right. Let's look at another Pinterest theme to just give you another example. This is a B2C interesting one. Let's look at weddings. Let's build a campaign around weddings. Here's 2 puppies dressed as a bride and groom. Okay, campaign overview. Customers are always looking for great ways to save money on their special day while making it memorable and personalized. We set out to build the perfect campaign that rewards customers for personalizing their wedding and using a retailer's products. A little background on weddings. Each year in the U.S., there's almost 2.5 million weddings. Each domestic wedding is about $25,630. $40 billion a year industry. People go to great lengths to invest time, energy, and money spent on their wedding. And they'll talk about their wedding, vividly describing it for the rest of their lives. Notice how I'm giving you some background because it's important to think about why this is an important theme. Let's set our campaign goals. We want to drive traffic into stores for a certain retailer and online if we can. We want to highlight how products were made and display them at the wedding. We want to appeal to the aspirational side with great ideas. All right. So hang out with me and let me show you why we would do this. First of all, who is our target market? It would be women in their mid to late 20s planning a wedding, mobs, mothers of the brides, maids of honor, wedding planners, florists, and bakers and cake makers. A lot of them represented here. Here's an important note. I wasn't the one that put this presentation together. I had team members that have just recently been married or planned weddings, or both, for their siblings. And they are the target market, and so therefore they have carefully looked this over, so I'm not creating a wedding-themed board as a single 33-year-old male. As you get the idea, I might get things wrong. Okay, let's move into the next thing. Designing a campaign theme. Josh, what's our intro messaging? And this is kind of just prepping things. Plan your perfect wedding project. We have all the lace, sparkle, and dazzle that your big day needs. Think of all the things you can do with this, our stationery, accessories, party favors, decor, and much more. It gets the target market excited. Now here's a bunch of brands that we could do this. Hobby Lobby, Aaron Brothers, Target, Joann, Walmart, and Michaels. These are nationwide brands typically. We chose Michaels. Let's run with it so you can see how we put a brand in there. Josh, what incentive will drive the fan to enter the sweepstakes? We thought, why not give away a $1,000 Michaels gift card? That's going to take your $26,000 wedding and turn it into a $27,000 wedding so you can go get all the really cool stuff. Here's a creative alternative, and this is where I really like not giving away just money. Perhaps we could get a hold of a celebrity and say, win 3 hours with the ultimate celebrity wedding planner to make your guests talk about your wedding for years to come. When you give away something that you can't buy, then you'll have more people buying your products and they'll be more enticed to enter since they can't buy this product anywhere else, which would be the celebrity wedding planner, which could be valued at $5,000. So you're not actually giving away. You're talking, hey, celebrity wedding planner, work with us and we're going to put your name on everything. It's kind of a cool win-win. 5 second-place winners, $200 Michaels gift card for each person, and then an optional friend prize. Once again, win another $1,000 gift card for your friend if you include their @sign. All right, So what's the customer path experience here, Josh? Well, step A, Michaels would the brand would create a Pinterest board named DIY, Do-It-Yourself Weddings 2012, with examples of DIY projects. And this means they create the shell of the board. Step 2 is they put the content in the shell. Social media manager from the brand pins 3 dozen wedding-themed items with descriptions in the caption. So they put the content in. Each one of the products or pins links back to a page on the Michaels website showing the products used to create the do-it-yourself project. And step D, fans are encouraged to repin their favorites. Here's similar rules. that you would put on your website to explain to people how they enter to win. You must repin at least 5 items from the Michaels board to be entered to win. Fans can repin items to any of their boards. Fans must keep original, comment, and link intact to qualify. That way, when we create these sample messages, if they keep it intact, they're entered to win. And we are carefully explaining our brand to their customers. Optionally, fans can tag a friend in their message to help their friend win an additional prize. Once again, sharing. Here's what the boards would look like. Michael's stores in the upper left, do-it-yourself weddings 2012. If it's above the fold, it's great. You can move your boards around, and this is where we recommend you do it during the length of the window of time that you're pushing this. All right, let's look at this board. Do-it-yourself weddings. You've got all kinds of little stuff here that they could, little arts and crafts that fans visit this board and repin their favorite 5 items. Here's what one of the items would look like. A clever little engaging image of a table marker, carefully crafted messaging. This do-it-yourself chalkboard flower pots make great table markers for your wedding. Plus, they bonus as party favors. Customize your own here, and a link to the website. Okay, here's other wedding boards. Here's all the people that are planning their weddings. Once again, make sure your target market is on there. These are wedding boards by all these different people that we quickly found. Now, what's the next steps? First of all, I want you to keep it light, bright, and polite. Next, everything that you put on here needs to be 100% light, bright, and polite. So you're proud of it if your brand is repinned and something really cool happens. Because remember, there's people out there that are watching you that are maybe journalists. Perhaps they want to write about something in your industry, or perhaps they want to do business with you. And you want to make sure you keep the opportunity of them to say something really nice about you open and available. So those that are watching this video, thanks so much for watching this. We hope you'll join us for the next video that is all about Twitter. Thanks for watching Pinterest Bootcamp.